Alright, so what we're going to work on now is our action and our reducer for getting all of our articles. So let's go into our types and say export const get articles. We'll make this constant, and it's basically going to be used in our reducer for getting all of the articles. And then we'll go into our index file, and we don't need this now, so let's just import get articles from types. And I like having a types file where we can define all of our types. You don't have to do that, but that's the way I like doing it. Let's just, maybe we can use this now. Let's just delete it. Okay, so for the sake of making this quicker, I'm going to copy paste stuff because, well, instead of just typing it all out. So let me pause this and I'll write it all out, and then you guys can copy it. But before we do that, let's import a couple things here. My bad. Let's import Axios so we can make our requests. Axios. And also let's get, what else do we need? We should get, let's make a variable for our URL address. So it's going to be for our API. And let's use localhost 5000. Okay, cool. Alright, now I'm going to work on the action creator. So I already wrote it, so we're going to go ahead and copy paste it. I'll explain it, don't worry. Let's fix the formatting here, and I actually also forgot to put the correct URL here. So that's where our API is found. That's the route we want to hit, so let's make sure that's correct. So basically all we're saying here is create a GET request using Axios to our API URL, which is this up here, and the extension is /articles, and that's going to deliver all of the articles, right? And we're setting it to type get articles, which we defined in our types file here. Let's close that up, or you know what, missing a semicolon. Okay, and we're also setting another key in our object that's being returned called payload, and what it's returning is this request. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So now we're going to go ahead and create a reducer. So, whoops, this is fine for now. Let's create a new reducer. We're going to call it articles. We'll just call it articles. It's the articles reducer. Actually, you should call it articles reducer.js. And again, I'm going to paste a whole bunch of stuff that I already wrote, just for the sake of brevity. And what we did here is we're importing our get articles action. Here's the type, get articles. And this isn't right. This should be /actions index. Okay. And we're setting initial state of all articles to an empty array in a single, this should be article, a single article to null. Okay. And here we're returning all of the articles, the current state and all of the articles based on whatever is given to us in this action.payload.data object here. And we've got a default case to just return the state. So this is just a basic reducer. If you don't know how it works, take a look at the Bucky Roberts videos or look up Stephen Grider. This app is loosely based on something that he did. He's a super awesome instructor, Stephen Grider. Look him up. So basic reducer here. And now that we have this, we should go ahead and add this endpoint to our, to our API controller. So we're going to go article API, and we'll open this up. Let's go to our controllers, and here we're going to say index, and we're going to return JSON. So we want to have the right format. So we're going to say render JSON article.all. Okay. And well, while we're here, I'll just say def article params, and I'm going to say params permit the title, and in set article, I can make an instance variable and say add article equals article dot find params by the ID. Okay. And all right, I'm getting a little sidetracked here, but while we're here, we might as well make the before action as well. Before action set article, we'll say only, and we're going to need the show action and destroy as well. Okay, so our controller is basically has all the bare bones, obviously our show. We're actually also going to need a create here. Whoops. So we should be good to go here. We've got our action creator and our reducer for posts set up. I think the next thing we'll do is create the view in which all of the, or we already created the view. It's here, articles home, but we're going to work on this a bit to make sure that once the data is fetched, it actually gets displayed. So we're going to use component will mount for that. So let's go ahead and get started on that in the next video.